It was a quiet Tuesday morning in Denver. The sun had barely risen, and John Smith was already in the garden trimming the roses, just as he had done for the past 20 years. The sound of birds and the smell of fresh earth filled the air, until an unexpected noise cut through the calm. Crash! Branches snapped violently, followed by the rustling of leaves. John froze, pruning shears in hand. He had never heard anything like it before. Cautiously, he set his tools aside and walked toward the bushes. His heart pounded as he pulled back the branches. What he saw next left him speechless. A small capuchin monkey emerged, trembling with fear. Its fur was dirty, its paws were covered in tiny cuts, and its eyes, wide, terrified and pleading, met John's. The animal looked like it hadn't eaten for days. From the kitchen window, Mrs. Johnson, the elderly homeowner, shouted in alarm. "John, what's happening out there?" John's voice cracked. "You won't believe this. There's a monkey in your garden," she gasped. "A monkey? Call the police, call the fire department." But John shook his head. "No, look at him. He's not dangerous. He's just scared." Slowly, John reached into his lunch bag and pulled out a banana. He crouched low, extending his hand. "Come here, little one, I won't hurt you." The monkey hesitated, then approached cautiously. He took the banana delicately, looked up, and tilted his head as if to say thank you. John's eyes widened. "Did you just understand me?" What followed over the next hour was extraordinary. Instead of running away, the monkey began copying John's every move. When John watered the flowers, the monkey reached for the hose. When John raked leaves, the monkey used his small hands to gather twigs. And when John loaded tools into his pickup truck, the monkey climbed in, sitting proudly beside them. John stood frozen, barely able to comprehend what he was witnessing. The animal wasn't just surviving, he was trying to belong. And that simple moment, one act of kindness on an ordinary Tuesday, would spark a story that would travel far beyond Denver, touching millions across the globe. Driving home with a monkey in the back of his truck was something John never imagined. As the pickup rumbled along the streets, he called his wife. "Sarah, you won't believe what I'm bringing home." On the other end, Sarah groaned. "John Smith, if it's another stray dog, I swear." John hesitated. "It's not a dog." Silence. Then Sarah's stern voice. "What is it?" John swallowed. "A monkey." The line went quiet. "John, have you completely lost your mind?" When he pulled into the driveway, Sarah was waiting with arms crossed. The children, Peter and Emma, ran out with shining eyes. "Dad, is it true? Did you bring a monkey?" Sarah quickly stepped in. "Stay back. We don't know if it's safe." But when John lowered the tailgate, Charlie, as John had begun calling him, hopped down calmly. The children gasped as the monkey began lining up the tools by size, creating a perfect order. Emma clapped. "Look, he organized everything." Sarah blinked. "He's more organized than you, John." At lunch, the surprises continued. Charlie sat at the table, waited for everyone to serve themselves, then ate fruit carefully, almost politely. Sarah leaned toward John and whispered, "This isn't normal. There's something special about him." In the afternoon, John decided to test Charlie at Mr. Wilson's house. The retired man frowned. "I don't want animals in my yard." But his skepticism vanished when Charlie began anticipating John's needs, handing him scissors before he asked, pointing to the right bag, of fertilizer. For 2 hours they worked in harmony. At the end, Charlie cleaned the tools and even swept the ground. Mr. Wilson shook his head. "John, in 40 years, I've never seen anything like this. That monkey is better than most men I hired." Driving home, John couldn't stop thinking about what had happened. His wife, children, and even his grumpy client had witnessed something impossible. And in his heart, he knew. This was just the beginning. 3 weeks passed, and the Smith family's life had transformed. Every morning at 6 sharp, Charlie gently knocked on the bedroom door, his tiny backpack filled with tools Peter had given him. Sarah laughed. "He's more punctual than your alarm clock." But it was on a Thursday morning at Mrs. Patricia's garden that Charlie revealed something extraordinary. While John trimmed shrubs, Charlie became agitated near an orchid. He pointed repeatedly, chattering urgently. "What is it, buddy?" John asked. Charlie grabbed a magnifying glass and pushed it into his hand. Peering closely, John gasped. "Scale insects. An infestation I didn't even see." Mrs. Patricia, stunned, whispered, "How did he notice that before you?" Later that day, at another home, Charlie carefully separated sunflower seeds into 3 groups: large, medium, and small. Then he planted them in different rows. Within hours, the large seeds sprouted first, the medium slower, while the smallest never grew. Julia, the homeowner, murmured, "Is he classifying seeds by viability?" But the most remarkable moment came at Mr. Thompson's property. The 80-year-old man lamented his dying roses. "I've spent a fortune, John. Nothing works." Charlie observed silently, then began digging. Minutes later, he uncovered clogged irrigation pipes blocked by roots. Water flowed again, reviving the roses almost instantly. Mr. Thompson wiped his eyes. 3 gardeners failed me, and your monkey solved it in minutes." That evening at dinner, Peter replayed the recordings. "Dad, Charlie isn't just smart, he has a gift," Emma added softly. "He understands plants better than people." John looked at Charlie, calmly eating an apple. For a brief moment it seemed the monkey returned the gaze knowingly, as if to say, "You haven't seen anything yet." And deep down, John knew his daughter was right. Charlie was not ordinary. He was something the world had never seen before. Peter, excited by what he had captured, uploaded a simple video of Charlie organizing tools. At first it was just a curiosity, but within 3 days it hit 50,000 views. By the next day, another clip soared to 2 million. The internet had discovered Charlie. Comments poured in. "Is this real? This monkey is smarter than my husband. Where can I hire him?" The family laughed, but also realized the situation was growing. Then came the breakthrough. At Mrs. Robinson's mansion, Charlie surveyed the vast garden. He grabbed a stick and began drawing in the dirt, sketching what looked like a map. John and Mrs. Robinson exchanged bewildered looks. Charlie marked sections with symbols, then guided John step by step. First pruning, then fertilizing, then watering, each in perfect order. For hours the monkey directed the work like a master planner. The climax came when he stopped suddenly, sniffed the soil, and dug. Minutes later, he revealed a leaking pipe that had been killing half by the garden. Mrs. Robinson gasped. "In 30 years of hiring gardeners, I've never seen such precision." Peter posted the video titled, "Genius Monkey Creates Garden Map and Saves Entire Yard." Within 6 hours, it had 100,000 views. In 12, 500,000. By 24, over 2 million. CNN, NBC, and even Netflix called. Production companies wanted documentaries. At breakfast, Sarah dropped her coffee when she read an email. "John, the Ellen Show wants Charlie live." John shook his head. "This is too much, too fast." But when he looked at Charlie, the monkey sat calmly flipping through a gardening magazine, as if he could read. For John, the truth was undeniable. Their lives would never be the same. But he had no idea the storm that fame would soon bring. Fame attracted admiration, but also criticism. Headlines shifted. "Is the genius monkey being exploited?" Protesters appeared outside the Smith home, demanding Charlie be freed. "No animal should be turned into entertainment," they chanted. John felt the pressure. Sarah confessed at night, "What if they take him from us?" Peter fought with classmates who called the videos fake, while Emma clung to Charlie at bedtime, whispering, "Don't leave." The breaking point came at a prestigious event. Surrounded by cameras, Charlie at first impressed the crowd, but distracted by flashes, he overwatered a rare plant. Hours later, it wilted. Reporters seized the moment. Headlines exploded. "The genius monkey fails," and "Is it all just a trick?" Some accused John of cruelty, claiming Charlie was forced to perform. At home, despair reigned. John sat with his head in his hands. Sarah wept quietly. "Maybe we were wrong. Maybe he doesn't belong here. For the first time, John doubted everything, but Charlie wasn't finished. Days later, in Mrs. Thompson's yard, he moved with focus. Examining roses that had been dying for months, he dug carefully until he found blocked irrigation pipes. As water flowed again, the roses revived before their eyes. Mrs. Thompson clapped. 3 gardeners failed me, and he solved it in minutes. The video spread even faster than the scandal. Headlines flipped. Monkey outsmarts experts again. Scientists admitted they couldn't explain it. Charlie had stumbled, but his comeback was stronger than ever. Yet John sensed the world would only demand more. Invitations poured in from around the world. Stanford called, Harvard invited them. The Smithsonian offered $50,000 just for tests. John struggled with doubt. What if they keep him? What if he's never ours again? Sarah's eyes filled with tears. I couldn't bear losing him. Finally, John decided, if you want to study him, it's on our terms. He is not a specimen. He is family. Weeks later, at Harvard, an auditorium overflowed with professors, students, and journalists. Millions watched the live stream. Charlie, calm and confident, examined plants, identified deficiencies, separated seeds, and built an irrigation system from branches. Applause thundered. Dr. Peterson declared, "This is not imitation, this is evolution." The Smiths left, stunned. Outside, Sarah whispered, "He's not just ours anymore. He belongs to the world." John looked at Charlie eating an apple. "No, he belongs to himself. We're just lucky enough to walk beside him." But just as they thought they had reached the peak, a new call arrived. This time it wasn't from a university, it was from the United Nations. The UN invited Charlie to become global ambassador for sustainability. Soon the Smith family traveled across continents. In Ethiopia, Charlie guided farmers to increase harvests by 40%. In India, he designed bamboo irrigation used in 100 villages. In Kenya, he found underground water that saved 50,000 lives. Charlie became a global symbol of hope. Statues were built in his honor. Universities offered degrees based on his methods. Millions followed his teachings. Yet at home, he remained the same monkey who once tilted his head over a banana. Letters poured in daily. One child with cancer wrote, "You taught me that even when sick, I can care for something small. My strawberry plant is growing, and so am I." 5 years after that morning in Mrs. Johnson's garden, Charlie's legacy was undeniable. He wasn't just a monkey or even a genius. He was proof that kindness and cooperation can change the world. And all of it began with one gardener, one act of compassion, and one lost monkey who decided he was ready to work.